Hey guys, today I'm going to try to explain how to graph in Excel with you. Just going to highlight a few different columns here of different students' data from my Wednesday section using, never mind. So if you want to select more than one section that isn't touching each other and they are of the same dimensions, you can just hold Control to select a few different columns. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to copy that, paste it down here, and I'm going to say that this column on the left is my data, and all 6 is my rows data. Sorry about that. Then to do my graph, what I'm essentially going to do is just take the average of each well, right? Or of the series of wells. So now that I have that, we can just copy that down, and I'm going to format this slightly, format the cells so they just give me text for the sake of clarity. Otherwise it does weird things with it. So that's our 1 in 10 dilution, that's our 1 in 100 dilution, that's our 1 in 1000 dilution, and this is our blank. And that's all just for me. So for our whole row, I'm going to go over here and take the average of the whole row for the 1 in 10 dilution. And so anything that's not a number, it's going to exclude, so don't worry about deleting the overflows or anything. If you do have an overflow, for your data, if you have both overflows, you can just make it what, 3.9, let's say. Just subtract, make it a number that's similar to the other ones. It doesn't really matter exactly what it is, but just for the sake of the exercise, do that. So we've got the average of our 1 in 10 dilutions, and then we're going to do that for our 1 in 100s, and our 1 in 10s, and our blanks, right? So and then we also want to do some standard deviation work. So I'm going to make a formula for stdev.p. That's usually going to be the standard deviation that you want to use in biological science. So we're going to take the standard deviation of that same field, and then we can just copy that over again. Oops. Right? So that's our standard deviation. And our standard deviation seems to be way smaller here than here. I'm not sure exactly why that is right now, but it looks like some of these 1 in 10 dilutions had a bit of margin of error. Okay, so we have those standard deviations. Then we're just going to copy this data down just to make it more accessible. Copy, paste, and you can just paste the values. You don't need the formulas anymore. Same thing here. Copy. Paste the values. So now these are just numbers, no formulas like you have over here. And one other thing we can do is hit F5 here, and then go to Special and select blanks. So you can select the blanks, and then you can right-click and delete those spaces, and that'll condense it for you. Let's move this down. That's my bad. And do the same thing here. F5, special, blanks. That should work on both Macs and Windows. So we've got that taken care of. So this is my data, and that is my rows data. Okay, so now we've got two data sets for our dilutions. We've got mine and my rows. So what we want to do here is make a line chart. So so we highlight that, then go to the Insert tab, right? Then go to Line Charts, and then you can just do a 2D line over here, just a simple one. Oh, not sure what I did there. Oh, I know what I did. Okay, so we've got that. And this is the average OD 600, my data, right? And that's simple. That's really all you need for this particular thing. And then we're going to highlight, I'm going to copy this over, highlight this space, and basically do the same thing. Go to Insert, make a line chart. OD 600. Not 6,000. My rows data. Right? Okay. So then we want to add error bars to this one, so we can kind of understand how that's working. So we're just going to hit that plus button over here, and that's going to help us add chart elements. And we're going to go over to error bars. Click that error bar, and then hit the arrow next to the error bars. And we're going to go to more options, and that's going to help us format that. And for the error bars, the options, you can do just the minus side, just the plus side, both. You can take off the cap. Really, what you just want in this particular case is just both with the cap, as it is standard. And then we want to make our own error bars. So to do that, we want to use just the standard deviations that we calculated. So we're going to go to Custom. We're going to specify the value. For the value, we're going to put in, we're just going to highlight this field for both the positive and the negative error value, right? And then just hit OK. And that's pretty much all you need to do. You can play around with formatting like I did. I have a particular aesthetic preference, went with that. But this is all you need to do. And then just copy these graphs into your Excel or into your ELN, and just explain a little bit about them. Understand why the optical density is going, or why the absorbance at 600 nanometers is going down. But over the dilutions. So if you can explain that, you should be good. If you have any questions, feel free to ask myself or any of the other TAs. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me know if it's not.